Hello, everyone. I'm gonna pretend like a recording didn't just bug out and the audio just cut out to where I was talking to myself for a very long time. Welcome back to the very real next episode.
What's the emo button? Why? There it is.
I thought you said the emo button. I was like, what? Are you emo?
Yeah, I cried.
Oh.
So same difference.
Oh, yeah. No,
So
I
we were just talking about music, and I want to put it out there. Linkin Park is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Oh yeah.
I have Linkin Park lyrics tattooed on my body.
Where? Oh, that was just the beginning and end of your sentence. Oh, I
That
thought
was the beginning of the.
I thought you were
brought
going to
Linkin Park,
continue
and
that.
I wanted everybody to know.
I thought that was
that I am dedicated.
I thought that was a comma and not a period there. Hello, Rizzard of Haas.
The Rizzard. Oh, I guess I need to come too because I think I have the mission as well, and it doesn't count it for both of us.
Yeah. I'm just skipping through it. But before the recording got botched, we were starting to get into the topic of I know this is kind of early for us to be throwing you into a topic, but we're a chatty bunch and get distracted easily, so you got to deal with that. That's what you came here, that's what you signed up for. Sit in your chair.
You tell them. Anyway,
now that I've given my 2 cents on the matter, we were about to start topping. God, I can't do it. I can't do it, man.
What is this episode like something or other?
Yeah,
we're about that.
We're
time
already
now. How you doing?
Already
baby?
getting into it. No, but we were gonna start talking about music that we cannot stand at all. Whether that's an artist or a genre or just a type of song. Like just something that always makes you want to flip the nearest table in a show of pure hate. And it doesn't even have to be just like hate outright. I think you can kind of expand that to songs where it's just like, I don't like this, switch it.
That's fair, and I don't think there's any artist, like actual proper artist, because I can say like I can't stand Logan Paul's music, but he's not a fucking artist. He's a douchebag. Like there's no artist on this planet that I can say I have a hatred for. A name just popped into my head.
I knew there was some, like, as much music as you listen to. I was like, there's no way, man.
It's a rapper, and you know what it is that it's not that I hate his sound or his voice. He does not take things seriously in any capacity. Some people really, really love him. Like, I think he's really popular. His name is Ski Mask the Slump God. Do you know who that is?
My God, yes.
Dude, none of his lyrics make any cohesive sense, ever. And I'm all about, like, just good wordplay and lyricism, but I've heard a few songs by him now, and it's really just off the wall shit.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy that, cool, good for you. I don't. But my lord.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we're gonna be on this topic for a while because it's gonna be names that keep popping up in our head.
Yeah, talk to me. What you got?
One of them that comes off the top of my head, like right away, the Island Boys. I don't know if you've listened to any of their stuff.
Well, only what I've heard on like TikTok clips and stuff talking about them, but never like sought out their music.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's them trying to be tough rappers,
Right. But they look like the Twizzlers that are like fruit flavored. like lemon flavored Twizzlers.
Yeah.
Like the rainbow ones.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Just recently, they were starting to apparently, and I can't confirm this because I never actually looked it up, but Moist Critical, otherwise known as Charlie, who I will always call just Charlie instead of Moist Critical, he posted a video a couple times on them, just ratting on them. But they are real, catch 10 different
dickheads.
Well, not only that, they're absolutely just asshole-ish behavior, and weird and all that, but they were starting to lose clout because everyone wasn't paying attention to them anymore. And so what they cooked up in their heads is like, yeah, this will get people to watch us again. These brothers decide we're gonna make a sex tape.
Like together?
Yeah, them too.
What the hell?
And so they make an OnlyFans and put it out there, and it's not like actual like full on sex. I think it well, no, I say that, but I think it's like they're doing a blowjob or something like that to each other. But even so, like, what drives you to the point of clout seeking to where it's like, no, incest? I don't see how that would. I don't understand it. I could just be like, no, actually, you know what? No, they're in the wrong here. I'm not gonna be polite.
They're weird. They're really weird, and they're really awful.
That's terrible. But yeah, Island Voice, not my favorite singer-songwriter, anything.
Understandable.
I think there's
disgusting
country. There's a couple of country songs that are kind of cool. Like one of my favorites is or there's a couple of my ones that I like. Seen it. There's one called In Color that's really nice. There's one that's called The Guitar that's really nice. There's another one also. Is it In the Orange?
I have no idea what you're talking about, my boy.
Editor Dan, help me out here. Something in the Orange. That's it. Zach Bryan.
Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan. Thank you, Editor Dan. How polite and how
thanks,
nice
Editor Dan. I'm gonna have to make a voiceover now and throw it on. Oh yeah, no problem. Hey,
what, are you mocking me?
No, I'm not mocking you.
It really sounds like
I'm not mocking you. No.
It sounds like you're mocking me.
No. This is not mocking. This is purely just me having a back and forth with myself, but later on.
Fuck you for psyching me out like that. Fuck you.
Yeah, okay, I know it's psyching you out. That's fine. That's just kind of how
you're.
Okay, never mind. Go back to your corner.
Also giving a lot more work. Sorry, Editor Dan.
Oh, thank you, DJ. That's
not shush. Don't celebrate. Go.
You're so mean to him.
He lives in his cage and never comes out of his cage, because if you leave him out of the cage, he pees everywhere.
Oh.
I just put a. Oh well, I see you put a breamfish in here, but I put a bullhead, a carp, a chub, and and a largemouth bass in here, in the green chest. What's
I'm on the way back.
I'm trying to think of another singer-songwriter or genre or something.
There are songs that I can't stand, and a lot of them are honestly just like radio songs. But I don't want that to say like I hate radio like hits. I don't. I enjoy a lot of them. Like Olivia Rodrigo, is she the one who does that like vampire song?
I think so, yeah.
I like that song. I like that song a lot. I probably actually should think about adding that to a playlist. A lot of radio pop is just like formulated, and it's constructed music.
Yeah.
And a lot of it sounds so similar that like I couldn't tell you who sings it half the time.
Yeah, it's there's definitely like a type. Oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow. Perfect. There's definitely like a type of radio music that I will sit and enjoy, but I think part of the problem that I have with radio, like it makes me hate artists. Not even, well, not hate. I think it makes me like feel turned off by artists. So like,
Yeah, understandable.
there will be, I'll give you a great example. I, back in the day, would always listen all the way through any like 21 Pilots song or Imagine
dude,
Dragons
hell yeah.
or
No,
something like that. Fucking
half agree on the Imagine Dragons. but full
Fallout
agree, full
Boy.
tilt.
Fallout
Hell
Boy is
yeah.
another one I'd listen to. Fucking Maroon 5 before, you know, what's his face got all weird and
Weird and
rude.
wacky.
And Ed Sheeran, he's up in there too. I would listen to a lot of his stuff. But
I
like,
still enjoy some Ed Sheeran. I just don't
yeah,
go to his like this is Ed
see,
Sheeran
and
Spotify playlist
that's
and start playing it anymore.
exactly my problem. That's what I'm about to start talking about here. I still really actually like a lot of their songs. They're still like, you know, the Phoenix from Fallout Boy or Car Stereo, Guns for Hands or Trees from 21 Pilots, Chlorine, you know, stuff like that. I'll still go listen to. I can't bring myself to go listen to something like that for a couple hours at a time, or, you know, a couple minutes. Like I'll pull up their playlist and be like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. But then after that, it's just, you know, I used to like really enjoy a couple of the Ed Sheeran songs because they were, you know, their guitar. I can play guitar. I can pick those songs up pretty easily, as opposed to 21 Pilots, which is mostly like keyboards. And I think
fair.
radio is good for a lot of things, but it also makes me, when they start
Beats
replaying
the
it.
enjoyment out of stuff for me. That's yeah. Like even if a song is just like supposed to be catchy, like I'd enjoy it a lot less if you didn't play it 19 times in like 3 hours, you know?
Yeah, it feels like it takes away the fun of listening to it. Let's see, are there any artists I don't really like?
There's a good bit of like metal slash metalcore slash like grunge music that I'm just not a huge fan of. Like I that whole genre subgenre class system thing going on with metal music. I just don't understand any of it.
Yeah,
And it's not to say that I completely dislike anything I've heard. There's a few really good songs that I really enjoy. But there's, yeah. I'll tank. I can tank. I can tank.
yeah. Damn, my club strike works really well.
You have a
Isn't
club? Where'd you get a club from?
like the first floor when we
Wild.
went in here. Yeah.
I am hurting.
rice.
Can I make a bug steak? No. I don't know how to make.
Uh-oh,
Okay, let's go.
Too little time, too much to see.
Damn, look at that. Beautiful. You attack things, and I will also attack things.
You swing that sword, and I will also swing my sword. We won't swing each
You have
other's
my
swords.
sword, and my sword. And my sword.
And your brother. We got to tell some of our favorite D&D bits.
Do you want to tell some stories from our session?
From our sessions.
Yeah.
I mean, the big one.
What's your favorite moment as a DM so far? Like
the big one that's always gonna throw me off. That always was the biggest throw me off thing. Was poisoning the guard in Grand Branch with mushrooms. That will forever go down in history as one of my favorite moments.
just mass drugging the entire
So
police force of a city.
So story time to everyone. We play in a homebrew world. Me as the DM in a land called Skyland. It's they gotta do a whole story on it, but long story short, they're on an adventure to basically become gods to defeat a god that's trying to take over or destroy the island of Skyland. The quests that they were on led them to this place in the middle of the island called Grand Branch, where there were these massive, like, skyscraper proportions, skyscraper sized, like redwood trees. People could build businesses, homes, all that around these trees, and they were all interconnected with these massive reinforced bridges.
Sick.
It was really, really
ladder.
cool. You found the ladder? Okay. In there, they were trying to stop a cult from basically defeating... a steel sword?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Continue your story.
Yeah, no, so I gotta go home too. My energy is out.
My health is very, very
In Grand Branch, they got a quest to go stop a cult, a very mysterious hidden cult from, like, sacrificing a kid that went missing. And the quest giver was the mother. And so they figured out that they had about a week until the sacrifice was going to happen. As part of this, they were trying to get to the canopies. The tiers of living in Grand Branch are, like, if you live in the canopies, you are uber rich, or if you live on the ground floor, you are, just kind of low income or poor. If you lived in the mid trees, but if you lived in the canopies, you were basically super, super rich, and the mid trees were the, middle of the road. You're not super rich, you're not super broke, just kind of there. Well,
You just living.
yeah.
Surviving.
It's I think like suburbs equivalent. You're not uber rich, but you're also not, broke as fuck. They have to get up to the canopies to try and find a book that the cult is looking for, hopefully to stop them from finding it. But they get this quest and find out, oh wait, no, it's off limits up here. Some shit's been going down. Okay, what? How do we get up here? The guards are like, you don't. And they were like, oh, fuck, man, that kind of sucks. And they were like, yeah, it sure does. Anyway, move along. So they're like, okay, we're going to have to find another way around, or we're going to have to get a way to get the guards out of the way. Well, during their explorations on the ground floor, they ran into this dude named Horace. Horace was a part of a group.
Horace was a fucking G.
Horace was part of a group that, well, I'll name them in a little bit, but he was kind of like an investigator for this group, but also a druggie. He grew psychedelic mushrooms just regularly. He had a whole bunch of plants that he would put together that were all hallucinogenics, or he made drugs. That was his funny thing. He was part of a group known don't question it. He was part of a group called the Testicular Terrors, led by a fine gentleman by the name of Ronnie Longnuts. I'll go into a legendary tale of him someday. I'm sure we'll revisit that. But they spoke with Horace while they were there, hung out with him, kind of became friends with him. I think some of y'all actually had shrooms with him.
I think that's possibly, yeah. We're not adverse to doing drugs in our campaign.
Yeah, no, they're like, oh, you got some snuff. Here we go. But that was just kind of like a regular thing. They have this bright idea. They know a kid also on the ground floor they know a turtle who is their innkeeper, who's really good at making baked goods. And some of you who are smart are going to see where all this is going together. So what they do is they go, hey, let's go infuse some cookies together with some psychedelic shrooms to give out to the guard and make them pass out. so that we can get by. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there behind my screen, just going, sure. Yeah, that I'm looking at my notes for like how you could, feasibly possibly figure out a way to do this, and nowhere even in my appendices of DM notes in my head shows poison the guards or dose the guards. That was never listed in my head, but I guess I should have seen it coming when I stuck in a druggie. But anyway, they realize, oh no, wait, I can't do this. I gotta get someone who can go do it for me. They recruit a child from the ground floor, the slums, if you will. His name is Little Mikey.
Little Mikey.
Was it Little Mikey or was it no, Mike?
It was just Mikey.
It was just Mike, because he was
Mikey.
Mike's Multitudes, and Mike, who they've become great friends with at this point. They go, hey Mike,
Are you okay, my friend?
I'm just reeling from this story still. They go, hey Mike, I need you to go disperse these cookies to the guard. And he's like, okay. What? Why am I giving these out to the guards? And they're like, oh, they're just doing a great job. He's like, these don't smell right. What's in these cookies? And they're like, oh, nothing. It's just, stuff. And I think one of y'all was just like, there's drugs in these. And he was like, oh. No, you didn't tell him that because you explicitly told him, like, don't eat these cookies. We will know if you ate a cookie. It's very, very bad for little kids. And so he's like, what's in them? And then I think at that point, that's when one of y'all was like, drugs.
Drugs.
And he was like, oh, okay.
He became complicit, but he was down from this. He was a down dude.
He was pretty cool because his way of selling things to you was like, how badly do you need this? And then he'd give you the cost of it based on that. So that way people wouldn't just come by, this is a nice looking chair to add to my fine chair collection. Fuck you, Dave. For having your fucking gaudy ass chair collection. But like his thing was like, oh, you're adventurers, you get hurt a lot. Yeah, sure, here's some health potions for like an exorbitantly cheap price. He always acquired his loot by questionable means too. Like, y'all found out after killing off the cult how he got his stuff, because there was just a bunch of cult shit there for sale. Like, oh, he gets them off of dead adventurers. Oh. But yeah, that's one of my favorite stories. Oh, I didn't even tell the actual second half of the story where what happened with the guards.
Yeah, what happened with the guards, my friend?
So the guards,
how did that go for us?
Mikey takes the shroom cookies that look like those nasty ass looking like the sugar cookies you get from like Walmart, but without the icing on the top of them. And so
they had dust of deliciousness.
Yes,
yeah, they were powdered cookies.
Our favorite druid at the time, Freya Thyra, whoever she was, in the headspace of, she had dust of deliciousness that she'd picked up. So it got some sugar powder on it. It improved it, probably.
It definitely.
But
there was no. They have to roll a save to see if these taste like shit or not.
Yeah,
these make these cookies the best damn cookies you've ever had.
Yeah. But Mikey is just like, yeah, I'll go take the cookies to him. You guys are cool. And we're like, everyone's just like, okay, we're about to get this kid arrested if he gets found with these cookies. And so he heads up there, and y'all wait a little bit, And behind the screen, I'm rolling this, and I'm just like, what you don't see, because I'm doing like a cinematic pan out, so that way y'all know, reasonably well if the guards, fall to the mushrooms. And so in my head, it's like, these are like mega dose shrooms. Like, this is not a small amount that they stuck in this, because Horace gave y'all a lot of shrooms. And y'all stuck like 3/4 of that into a batch of 12 cookies. So it was a lot. And we were like, I'm sitting here like rolling this stuff behind the screen, right? To see if all of it's gonna, affect the guards. And I'm thinking like, I gotta put this as like a reasonable actual fucking difficulty, because if I put this too low, then they're guaranteed to fall for it. So I'm like, we'll put it at like a DC 17. And then I added their Constitution modifier and everything. Out of the 10 guards that were up, no, it was 11 guards that were up there, one of them succeeded. And so, so these guards, who are supposed to be like, pretty tough, they're defenders of the land, all that sort of good stuff, they fall under this psychedelic trance, or some of them just fall to sleep at their post, and all of them but one just collapse on the spot, and then everyone just goes rushing by, and this one guard who's left is like, what? No, stop! Oh my God, Tim, get up! There's people. And y'all got by. Y'all got up there.
Hell,
You found the guy who was running off with the book. Managed to kind of catch up to him. Then he escaped. But yeah, that was a wild story.
And then we, stopped a cult sacrifice like a day later, and it was pretty cool. We're like heroes or whatever. We almost got arrested for drugging everybody, but nobody decided to do anything because we're chill people. We're just chill like that.
Down to earth. Oh, and what's his name? Gretch. Y'all really liked Gretch. He was the turtle innkeeper.
Gretch was lit. He was always trying to play like some kind of solitaire game, but it was always it was like one of those like speed solitaires, so it would refresh after like 30 seconds. And he was very slow, as you can imagine tortoises being.
I should specify he was a very old tortoise.
So he was cool. I always tried to help him with his games when I stopped by to see him.
Gretch was cool. Y'all had a lot of NPCs that you really liked. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of him now, but the guy when y'all went to go face the blue dragon, your father,
father,
the guy who was running like the shop that was out there that was super chill. I can't remember his name off the top of my head because I've got way too many names running around in my head already.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't take notes. I was about to lie and say I don't have my notebook.
Yo, payday! Look at that money.
Yeah, dude, we're like $500 away from both getting upgrades for our backpack.
Oh yeah.
However, we do need to buy more
seeds.
Parsnip specifically. Do we need to wrap this episode?
You know what? Yeah, we probably should. I got distracted with it. Hang on.
Marty, what? Hi. Oh, you're in my cutscene. Hello.
Oh,
You just came into my house.
Oh, hey.
Now you're out of my house. Hello. Welcome to the cutscene.
Hello.
You're walking on top of my cat.
Wait, can you see the emotes?
Yes, I will adopt this cat, and I will name this cat Talia after my cat.
But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in to yet another episode of Silliness Incarnate. No.
ADHD fueled haptic feedback.
I keep thinking, oh, I stole a green bean. I keep thinking like I gotta like actually say the name of the YouTube channel, but if they're here, they
You
know.
really should.
They know what. Fine. Thank you for watching Downtime. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
No energy.